What a great event last night in Calgary. 1,100 people jammed in, standing room only, to the grand ballroom of the Western Hotel in Calgary. It was about -20 in Calgary last night, but people came out to make their mark, to let the world know that Rachel Notley does not have the consent of the people for her job-killing, family-punishing carbon tax, or as the left would say, she has no social license. It was great. Now, the media were snarky as always, but at least they covered it this time. Look at these. They actually got the number of people attending fairly accurate. I think they asked the hotel because they didn't believe me when I said it was around 1,000. Hours after the event was all over, someone claimed they had received a death threat at the rally. Rally full of kids and moms and dads and 10 or 20 security, I didn't count. Someone claimed after the rally was all over that someone at the rally had threatened to kill them, to murder them. What? I mean, I was there the whole time. We also had 6 staff from the Rebel there, plus all the hotel staff, plus the security, plus the police, plus our own Rebel security, and of course, we had our camera, and there were probably 5 or 10 other TV cameras, and about 100 people with their cell phone cameras out the whole time. Now, nobody saw anything of the sort. The mood was upbeat and jovial and happy and kid-friendly, but hours after the fact, someone named Haley Jarmain said they had a death threat there. Here, take a look. So here, hours after the event was over, Haley Jarmain writes, "I neglected to point out the multiple times insults were hurled at me at today's rally in order to give rallygoers fair representation." Okay, it could be true, I don't know. I'm not sure what counts as an insult to the snowflake generation. I don't care much though. I think if you're a pundit, a commentator, a pontificator for a living, and you disparage other people, turnaround is fair game, insult-wise. And that's a big point here. Haley Jarmain isn't some guest who attended to participate. She came as a reporter with an attitude about the organizers of the event. And that's fine, feelings mutual. But then look at this tweet she wrote. Ready? She said, "But I got death threats," plural. "Was laughed at, told that I'm less of a human for my job." Okay, now those are 3 different things, right? Being laughed at is one thing. Being told you're less of a human, that's sort of a weird thing for someone to say, but okay. But death threats, plural, yeah, that's a whole other level of aggression, of course. It's the difference between a snowflake being offended and a crime being committed. It is a crime to threaten someone with death. It's called uttering threats. And this reporter, Haley Jarmain, who works for AM 770, the biggest talk radio station in Calgary, not only was a victim of a crime, she says, but she had a huge scoop on her hands. A would-be murderer was at our rally. But weirdly, she waited 2 hours after the rally was over to even mention it, and only after she said her feelings were hurt first. That's weird. And then she confirmed that she meant it, though. She said, "I've never had that happen to me at any other rally, except for the one with this group of people." Oh, so it's a group of people. Well, that sounds like an angry mob. A mob of murderers were right there, a group. Take a look at these kids. This is the mob. And then she stopped tweeting and, I don't know, went for dinner or something. And an hour later, she saw that her accusation had exploded online. Everyone was retweeting it. We always knew the Rebel rally was violent. It, chanted "lock her up" in Edmonton. Now it's threatening people with murder. Spread the word about this violence. But there were also skeptics too. Remember, 1,100 people had actually been there. So Haley wrote, "For anyone asking why I didn't report a death threat, I'm well aware police have much better things to do with their time," unquote. Really? Can you think of a single thing that's better for police to do with their time than to catch a would-be murderer? Police who were there specifically to keep order at this rally. I mean, they wouldn't even be pulled off traffic duty or paperwork. They're right there to maintain order. It was a closed room. The would-be murderer couldn't escape into the night, but Haley Jarmain couldn't be bothered because she knows the police have better things to do? Really? And you're a reporter, Haley, and you have a recording device, a microphone, and a camera on your cell phone. Even if you missed the death threat when it happened, you didn't then take out your phone and take a picture of the suspect? In fact, you don't even mention it till 3 hours later after the rally is over that this thing whole happened. Then she wrote, "Furthermore, I doubt these men are going to actually find me and kill me. It's the fact that telling me you're dead isn't wrong to them." Okay, so now it's these men, plural, so more than one guy. And they both said, "You're dead," I guess, which isn't actually a death threat, I suppose, but it sure could be menacing, especially if a group of men said it to a young woman. So talk about easy to spot, a whole group of men saying those things. We don't know how many in this group, but we have a keen-eyed witness, a keen-eyed reporter, who had dinner first and then talked about being insulted first and then said, "Oh yeah, death threat," and had to backfill some details later. Now, here's a woman who was there who says the whole thing sounds fishy. Jules says, "I was there and this really surprises me. Atmosphere was exuberant, not hostile. Bernard berated the mainstream media, but not inappropriately. Bernard the Roughneck was a speaker who told the media to be honest, but clearly Jarmain didn't mean him. She would have named him. He's not a group of guys. He was a speaker on the stage." But then this, Jarmain says, "It sounds like it was a one-off incident. I spoke with police/security after, who said it was peaceful for the most part." Okay, hang on. So she did talk to a cop? I thought she didn't bother them. So she did now? And they weren't interested in this. But hang on, was it a policeman or a security officer? There's a pretty big difference. It's pretty easy to spot the difference. But this keen-eyed reporter fudged it, eh? Now, we have made inquiries with our security teams and with the Calgary Police Service to see if any conversation at all was had with Haley Jarmain, who is so observant she can't even remember if she spoke to a cop or a security guard. Hey, don't worry, Haley. We've asked both the cops and the security guards, and I'm pretty sure they'd remember a conversation about a death threat. But again, Haley Jarmain says it's a one-off incident. But hang on, look at this tweet. She says, "I 100% respect the right these people to have to hold this rally, and I will acknowledge that it was peaceful, minus my encounters." Oh, so there was more than one encounter that wasn't peaceful? I thought we just heard about the one incident, or was it plural, or is this changing? And get this, when people start asking questions, she says, "Not a whole lot police can do without physical evidence, just want people to be aware that this behavior happens and it's not okay." Now, the guy, the suspect, the threatener was right there, or they were right there. I don't know how many of them were. The room was enclosed. There were bright lights. You could have walked up to one of a dozen cops and security guards. You could have taken a cell phone photo, or you could just have pointed. But you didn't do that. You just want people to be aware that this happens, eh? Okay, what exactly happens? I mean, here she says, "I'm actually a criminal justice student and know the seriousness of a crime, serious of a crime it is, but I do know police can't do much about it, so..." So you know it's serious, which is your excuse to tweet it 2 hours after the rally's over, because you know it's serious, but it's not serious enough to file a report with police who are right there. You know, filing a false police report is a crime. Lying on Twitter is not a crime. I bet a criminal justice student knows that. Here's another tweet. "No police report. I just want people to be better next time. Smiley face." Really? So you're not worried about people threatening to murder you? A group of guys, several encounters, you're not worried about them remaining in the same room as you, the same room as a bunch of women and children? You just want people to feel better. How about catching a dangerous criminal? She said, "I don't want an apology or sympathy or anything. I just want people to be better. You don't have to appreciate what I do." Hang on, so you smear 1,100 people, you smear them all because you said one of them or a group of them threatened you with death. You said that, but you won't file a police report. You didn't bother to take a picture after the fact. You haven't disclosed any details other than basic tweets that contradict each other, but you want other people to be better. Here's my favorite tweet. "Just respect me and respect Ezra and Notley and every other human being you encounter. You don't have to agree with them, just respect." Yeah, that's sort of the moral of this story, eh? A social justice warrior reporter. I won't even call her that because she certainly didn't do anything a real reporter would have done, like get a photo or a name or any actual information. A social justice warrior smeared 1,100 people, a smear that was repeated to tens of thousands of people online. And this junk accusation, so junky that Jarmain herself didn't take it to the cops, is being regurgitated by AM 770, her employer. Someone asked why the reporter didn't report on this shocking news. And so Joe McFarland, the news director for the whole station, AM 770, he wrote, "Hold on, so I can grab my recorder? Now, could you repeat what you just said to me? Come on, we're trivializing this now?" As in doubting the excuse that she couldn't get a picture. Look, I'm not trivializing it at all. I'm calling BS. I don't believe it. But hey, what do you think? Here's another tweet that Joe McFarland wrote that same night. When he heard that our rally criticized the meeting, Joe wrote, "I'm tired of this blame the media garbage and having my livelihood attacked every single day. It's getting personal now." Do you think this is the media getting personal with us, smearing 1,100 people? Here's the thing. Haley Jarmain doesn't want to find the would-be murderer, but I sure do. He was a guest at my event. How terrifying is that? How often my reputation, as well as the 1,100 guests who were smeared by association. Here's the good news, though. I have the names and email addresses of 759 of the people at the rally who RSVP'd in advance. So that wouldn't take long to go through those names. Probably 50% were men, so not too many to look through. And as to the other 350 people at the rally who came without RSVPing, well, that's no problem. So many TV cameras and cell phone cameras, and of course, the hotel's security video cameras that capture literally every single person coming and going into the hotel that night. So Haley, I've got great news for you. We can catch this criminal, and I'll help. In fact, I have written to both Haley Jarmain and Joe McFarland, offering to arrange a time to go through the hotel's security footage with them. Surely they want to catch this man. I sure do. I'm also announcing a $1,000 cash reward for anyone who can identify this man or these men, whatever the story is now. I mean, you saw the rally. It was packed. I don't know how it's even possible that this threat could have been made without someone 2 feet away hearing it. It was literally standing room only. So, Haley, let's do it. Let's find the criminal. I'll pay a $1,000 reward. I'll have the hotel make the security footage available. We've already made an inquiry with the security guards and the police to see if Haley Jarmain even had the conversation she claims she did. Let's catch this criminal, Haley. I mean, you wouldn't want someone like that lurking at conservative rallies, being a predator on young social justice warriors again, would you? I have bought the website haleyjarmain.com, and I will keep this video up on the website and the $1,000 reward as long as necessary to find the criminal. I don't believe Haley Jarmain. Her story is full of holes. I don't buy it. It doesn't add up. I've written to her asking for an explanation, and I've promised to tell her side of the story if she writes back. I've promised to set up a meeting with hotel security to go through the videos. I'm offering a $1,000 bounty. You know what the worst of this is? There actually are men in society who threaten women, and we should actually listen to women who make complaints. We should investigate. But when social justice warriors throw out accusations like this and then run away from any proof or even contacting police who are right there, it's tough to come to any conclusion besides the one that the media are lying. Haley Jarmain is lying. AM 770 News Talk in Calgary is lying, and they just want to smear unemployed Albertans. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, if you have any news about this mystery crime, visit haleyjarmain.com and send us an email. We'll catch them, and we'll keep this website up until we do. Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.